Welcome. It is me. The universe is sending a powerful message with the Aries total solar eclipse. Are you ready to decode it? Welcome. It's me, Danyell Carmelita, your favorite tarot reader and astrologers. Welcome, my astrological lovers. And today we are going to talk about the strong implications of the total solar eclipse in the sign Aries. Get ready to embrace some change, new beginnings, new chapter in your astrological journey. And I'm going to even talk about the discoveries that we can find and how it's going to affect our lives. Okay. Now, Mercury is already retrograding and it is retrograding. Okay, it's Mercurying. I don't know how you know how the kids be like, my hair is herring or my teeth are teething. You know, they said the nouns as a verb. I tried to do that. That wasn't working. Anyway, yes. So I actually started this video and had to restart it. So if you were part of that, apologies, but Mercury is retrograding. We are going to be flexible and we are going to practice patience, especially in a sign Aries. Okay. Now, the definition of the word eclipse, if you just Google it, it means that you are losing or having lost significant power or prominence. Eclipses are known. They're not known for their delicacy. They're actually known for some forcefulness and some strong impacts. They are more of a point of no return, and they're nothing like a gentle nudge. They actually push you and shove you, and it's meant to wake up. In the last video, I mentioned that when I first learned astrology, an eclipse is really to bring us back on the path that we are meant to be on, because we were kind of misdirected. So it's to bring us back. Now, before I get into the details and all of the nooks and crannies of this eclipse, please don't forget to subscribe and like. Please, please, please. Okay, that really helps me out. Actually, if you got anything out of this video, thumbs up. And if you see me more than once, please subscribe. If you are new here, you enjoy everything that I'm doing, that also is a subscription. I would think. I think I deserve that. Also, if you are following me on, if you're listening via podcast or X, please don't forget to subscribe and also download the episode. That will really help me out. Now, I have a Patreon, and I'm going to have bonus information on that Patreon regarding this eclipse. I'm going to do a video completely right after I finish this and upload it. It's going to be tips for personal growth and manifestation on this total solar eclipse in Aries. I also have a eclipse reading on there already. I have some other readings that you can look at as well. Also, with my Patreon, I'm going to do a random drawing once a week for whoever is a member. I will pull your name. You can ask a question, and I will answer the question. I think I'm gonna have it where you ask the question, and then I just pull from there and do a reading. The membership is only $44, not 44. It is only $4, $4 a month. So go ahead and join my Patreon. Also, if you wanted to know anything else about the April predictions through astrology, I have that up. I have more information about this solar eclipse. In there, I also post some tarot about the eclipse. If you want to know about anything about Mercury retrograding, Mercury is retrograding, and that is I have a video already on that, and it's Mercury pre-shadow phase. However, this video is basically talking about everything about Mercury retrograding in the sign Aries. So go ahead and check that out. Okay, now let's get on to this video and what we're here for. Now, why are we fearing this eclipse? Why do we hear so much about this eclipse? I've never in my life heard so much on social media about the eclipse. So I want to show you the word on the street. Okay. The streets are talking, and I want to show you what the streets are saying. Okay. Let me actually start this here. Hold on 1 second. Make this better here. Here we go.
We know in ancient times, the witch doctors in every culture would tell people, because they would have the math to know when there was an eclipse coming, because they kept records, that, oh, you've angered people, that the snake god or the dragon god is going to eat the sun. And then when the sun disappeared, they would think that the priests were actually in contact with God and would give them more and more power. So they use superstition to control people. The Aztecs, all the ancient cultures did it. So now we see Homeland Security and the National Guard and the State Guard and all these states declaring emergencies over it and all this fear mongering and be safe when you're out there. And oh my God, what's going to happen? And they're getting ready to try to bring in martial law with civil unrest around the election or if Trump gets elected when he's president-elect. They've already said they're going to do it. The Democrats have war-gamed it. They're doing it in plain view. It's insane.
So I don't want to play that whole video. It is 12 minutes long. And some of you guys kind of don't care about that is Alex Jones. So I wanted to show you actually, not just Alex Jones is talking about this. A lot of people are talking about this. Let me see who else we have here. Hold on.
Of April. So we see this, right? Okay, so I just want everybody to see this real quick. Obviously, this is the path of the solar eclipse. It's going to be on Monday, the 8th of April. So we see this, right? I just want to see if anybody gets a weird feeling for what I'm about to show you. So today's Tuesday. This is happening tonight, okay? Look familiar at all, right? The path there from Arkansas all the way up to Cleveland.
He's showing, I think, tornadoes and what's happening on Tuesday. Monday is the eclipse of tornadoes.
Kind of strange, right? And it's pretty bad. 5s and 7s. Okay.
And they're all in the same path of the eclipse, but we'll discuss that a little bit further.
Okay, on a scale, if you'd like to see the index real quick. So this is the Tor-Con index, which basically rates tornadoes and the likelihood. And from a 0 to 10, we're talking 7s, people.
Okay, so that's 1. Let's see if I can pull another video here. I'm really trying to work on how to share the screen faster. I'm sure there is a faster way. Let me see. Oh, here's one. Here we go. Now this one has music, so I won't be playing all of it, and I have to pause it after 7 seconds.
If you're confused or fearful about what's going to happen on April 8th, you need to watch this video. As we know, April 8th, we're getting a total solar eclipse.
Now, I shouldn't even play that part because we already know that part, but let's continue and see what else he has to add to this. And I just want you to hear, because he's just one of the videos here. So I keep looking down here, but I just want you to see what he's saying, which a lot of people are saying.
As pointed out several times, there's a few biblical connections with this solar eclipse. What a lot of people are misunderstanding, that when you see on TikTok content,
now there's a lot of biblical religious aspects added to this eclipse. I even seen a TikTok video of them explaining that Jesus rose, I think on the 8th day of April 8th. Yeah, so that was even one of the things. I'm not going to play the whole video of that one because, like I said, the music is messing us up. Let me see what else we have. And then we have this one here.
Many have asked about the National Guard deploying for the solar eclipse, and should you be worried? Of course you should be worried. It's just an excuse to institute martial law and cancel the election so Biden can be president. I'm sure someone out there thinks that, but there's a more logical reason based in reality. The upcoming eclipse is on April 8th, and it'll be during the day, and here's the path that it's going to travel through the United States. Well, along this path are all the major cities that it's going to hit. Cities that are not used to the massive influx of people that are going to be visiting their cities on that day and days prior. For example, one of the smaller cities, Erie in Pennsylvania, is probably the best place to see this eclipse in its totality. Well, it's a very small city, and yet they are expecting an influx of 250,000 people. And so governors and mayors and city officials are all making plans and preparations in various ways to handle a massive influx of people into their locations. And some have decided to activate their National Guard for good reason. In today's geopolitical climate, where everything is dialed to 11, where you also have an influx of illegal immigrants to the tune of 10 million flooding our cities across America, threats of terrorist actions, lone wolves, protests, all centered around that one day, it's just a recipe for potential disaster. So it's just best to err on the side of caution and have all resources available to you as soon as possible in case the worst happens.
Anyway, I thought that was a really interesting TikTok. Anyway, but yes, so that is what we have. A lot of fear, and that is just not even half of it. My husband, okay, yes, I'm an astrologer. Yes, I'm a tarot reader. That does not mean my husband is into it, okay? He's into a lot of things I'm not into. Actually, what he does for a living, I'm 100% not into it. So it's fine that he's not into astrology. Doesn't mean he doesn't want to know some information. So, with that said, he was Googling and YouTubing, mind you, I'm right here, about the total solar eclipse because he's heard so much through his media and social media and news about the solar eclipse. He's like, what is this deal? Like, what is going on? Anyway, that was interesting, and I had to break it down for him. Does he listen? Maybe not. Maybe he has to listen if his favorite YouTuber told him. I'm not sure. Anyway, but Mars is in a sign Pisces. Mars is the ruler of Aries. Okay. So that's why I'm telling you that Mars is in a sign Pisces. Pisces represents tornadoes. It represents fear. It represents the unknown, secrets, darkness, endings, and sorrows. Mars, because it's the ruler of Aries, it is dealing with a lot of Pisces energy. The eclipse is in the sign Aries. Aries is the warrior, the protector, the guardian, but Mars kind of softens when it's in Pisces as well. So the fire has a little steam with it, okay? But Mars also becomes a spiritual warrior in a sign Pisces, and it could bring some peace over this eclipse. With that said, all of this before the eclipse, all the energy we're feeling while the eclipse is all of this Pisces energy of the fear, of the unknown. Mars also is going to bring the National Guard with guns to protect because it is a warrior. And the darkness, again, we do have solar eclipse, a total solar eclipse in other signs, but this darkness is bringing a fear, and that is very Pisces energy going on. So just want to address that, the big elephant in the room, before I get further details on what else we have for this. Now, April 8th, Monday, is when the total solar eclipse will be seen. Monday, it will be blocking the sun for over 180 million people in its path. The solar eclipse is going to happen at 11:20 officially in 19 degrees. That is a Libra degree. Libra represents fairness, law, business, partnerships, fashion, beauty, charm, luxury, and music and art. Okay, a lot more other things, but that's it in a nutshell. Now, let me show you actually this chart here. Let's see, window. Can we do that? No. We will do this, yes. Here we go. So this is the chart. Is this the 8th? And it's going to happen at, actually, let me just put the lunar eclipse on here. Should have been ready, but that is what we have with the lunar eclipse. Now, all this here is the total, not lunar, total solar eclipse in 19 degrees, which I said is a Libra degree, even though it's in a sign Aries. This number here represents Libra, and we have Chiron in Libra, so that means that they are conjunct, and that is in relationship with this, and it's also close to Mercury. But look at all these planets and energy in the sign Aries. This is a big deal, okay? And also, it's all lined up together. You have it all the way here, starting with Mars and Saturn and Neptune, and it all is in Pisces moving into Aries. You do have these little bits out here, but wow, is this a lot of energy to be felt? Okay, so if you look at the chart, how all the planets are just lining up close to Mars, Saturn, Neptune, Venus, North Node, Moon, Sun, Chiron, and Mercury, with Jupiter and Uranus kind of close by, something will be revealed with this, and we begin to start the process of healing. Okay, the total solar eclipse will cross North America. Actually, let me show you a picture that I have here. Let me remove this. Let's see, where is this picture? Here's a picture. This is one of the pictures. How do I show you? Here? No. Oh, here. There we go. Actually, should I move myself here? I'm in the way. How do I not become in the way? I guess I'll just stick myself here. Anyway, so if you see that there is what we have, the beginning, it starts in Mexico, goes all the way up there to Canada, and it's hitting 15 US states and pulling itself all the way to the coast of Newfoundland, Canada. And remember, it's starting in Mexico. Okay. The first location in the continental North America that will experience its totality is Mexico's Pacific coast at around 11:07 a.m. New York, the state, will experience a solar eclipse just after 2 p.m. on Monday. Okay. And all of these areas that will see the eclipse will most likely feel it the most as a collective. Now, individually around the world, we could be feeling it. However, all of the states or the areas that see it will be feeling it the most with their collective energy. I hope that makes sense. Okay. Now, also, you could be feeling this already because trust me, I've already been feeling it. I am a Cancer sun, and we'll get into that. Okay. So now, solar versus lunar. Let me explain. There are solar eclipses and there are lunar eclipses, right? Lunar means moon related. Solar means sun related. Solar eclipses occur during a new moon, which is happening now, and it could represent new beginnings and opportunities for growth. Lunar eclipses during a full moon, and they are considered very potent lunar full moon energy, and they often coincide with endings, culminations, and the result of issues. They can also bring very emotional insights and revelations to us. Last lunar prenumbral eclipse was March 25th at 12 a.m. in the sign Libra. Now, I did a video on that, and I also did a video discussing this eclipse already, and I was in that April video. So if you want to know more about this, go ahead and check out that video. Now, the lunar eclipse can translate to sudden and severe endings, but the solar eclipses, while not less powerful, can clear the way for sudden breakthroughs and out of the blue opportunities. We have a solar eclipse. We have 2 solar eclipses per year, and sometimes we don't even have a lunar eclipse. So some people think that lunar eclipses are more potent and that solar eclipses are not. But let's talk about a total eclipse, right? Because now I told you the difference between a lunar and a solar. Now let's talk about a total eclipse. Now, a total eclipse occurs when the entirety of a celestial body is obscured by another. So the total eclipse of the sun happens when the moon is directly passing between the earth and the sun, completely blocking the sun's light. So anytime you have a total eclipse, regardless if it's lunar or solar, it's going to block the sun and make darkness. It creates a shadow on the earth's surface, temporarily darkening the sky and the path of the eclipse. Now, total versus a partial or prenumbral or annular depends on the alignment of the sun, the moon, and the earth, and the distances between them. Now, that is astrological, right? Scientifically. Now, a total eclipse will pack more of a punch than a partial eclipse. So, like, the more it covers the celestial being, word on the street is that it's more powerful. I find that all eclipses could be powerful depending on the individual. Now, this is a North Node eclipse, meaning if we bring this back up, that this eclipse wait. I'm trying to see how I can point out the eclipse. Hold on. Here we are. So this eclipse is conjunct the North Node. This is the South Node. All you can do is just know wherever these shoehorns are pointing is the opposite, right? So South is this way, North is this way. And you see the moon, because the moon placement, it's really the eclipse and how it affects it because we're dealing with this solar eclipse and it's close to the sun as well. It is the North Node, right? And anytime we have a North Node eclipse, then we are dealing with strengthening. Okay. The last eclipse, because eclipse happen in seasons, okay? They happen in 2 at a time, okay? So the last eclipse, which I just told you, was in March, and that was when Candace Owens, if you're familiar with that, left the Daily Wire, okay? If that had nothing to do with you, it had nothing to do with you, but that was pretty big in the news, right? And that is also a relationship ending. Also, we had another Libra eclipse, and that is when Hamas first attacked Israel. Okay, not first. They only did it one time, but attacked Israel. So, but this one is a North Node eclipse. Okay, back to currently right now, because I was really talking about Libra and the last eclipse. Oh, that's what I was saying. So the last eclipse was really a South Node eclipse, and it was something that was releasing. That's why I brought up Candace Owens, because she was released from her relationship with the Daily Wire. Okay. So now we're in a North Node eclipse. And so a lot of people think when we're dealing with a South Node eclipse that it's harder because you're losing something. And now that we have a North Node eclipse, you're gaining something. So there's strengthening, there's luck, contacts could enter into your life, like new contacts, new opportunities. It's very energizing, it's very exciting, it could be stimulating. There's attention bringing to yourself or to others, bright boosting, increasing fortune, impaction, invasion, excessiveness, being overwhelmed, being aggressive, swelling, hyperactive, flooded with something that could be toxic, greedy, destruction, breaking, and I said swelling already. And that's when we have it conjunct in North Node, any eclipse, right? Now, any eclipse with a fire sign, which Aries is a fire sign, we are going to have some fire aspects, themes, not aspects, but fire themes. And fire themes are dealing with war, fires, discoveries, anything dealing with something that first happened, protests, uprisings. Also influences mammals in their wildlife, travel, radiation, leaders and leadership, creativity, weapons, surgical or surgeries, advancements, arts, sports, fuels, and energy. So if you have anything related to that, yes, don't be shocked, because that is the fire element. Now, because we are dealing with a cardinal sign, and cardinal signs, Aries, Cancers, Libras, and Capricorns are cardinal signs, they also have the same type of energy and theme when they are experiencing an eclipse. So anytime you have an eclipse in Cancer and Libra and Capricorn and Aries, pretty much they all have this situation. It can produce intense, speedy effects with quick solutions. Cardinal signs are the starters, and they can produce results either immediately or within 30 to 90 days. There isn't a trigger date when it comes to the eclipse. Eclipse events reliably happen within a week before an eclipse, so you probably already felt this, or they can go all the way until 90 days following an eclipse. There isn't really a same day effect eclipse, so worrying about the April 8th could be a waste of time, because it could be already happening. No eclipse affects everyone equally, too, just so you know. Now, who will feel it more? We're not all the same. So not only could you, okay, also where you see it is going to affect you more in your area, and your area is going to affect you. But Aries, of course, because it's in the sign Aries, will be feeling it, primarily the Libras as well, because they are the polarizing sign. Then after that, it will be squaring Cancers and Capricorns. So this means that the areas of their life concerned by these three signs could be having a powerful effect. So Libra, Cancers, and Capricorns. Now, Libra North Node, if you have a Libra North Node in your chart, in your birth chart, you will be feeling it most of all, because it's dealing with your soul's big moment. And there's something that could be uprooted, something that you may be losing, or a new direction could be coming your way. Now, let's talk about the energy of the eclipse being in the sign Aries. And this is when we get more detailed. So we already talked about it being a fire sign, a cardinal sign. Also, it connected to the North Node, and that it is a solar eclipse and a total eclipse. Now, let's talk about more details of it being in the sign Aries. When it comes to Aries, we'll be strong and fast. That's what Aries represents. It represents energy, speed, temper, passion, military action, and fire. Aries waves are hot and stimulating, like hot pepper. Cayenne pepper inspires action, discovery, aggression, impulsiveness, and war. Leaders may rise or maybe even fall. So get ready for that if we already haven't seen it. This eclipse can herald great discoveries in exploration, science, and medicine. You can probably find leaders and athletes and new talents. Idols may suddenly rise. It makes me think of Lizzo and J-Lo. This is a stimulating, and I think that's a little bit more with the Pluto and Aquarius. That's a whole nother video, but I probably I probably discussed that. This is a stimulating time for band practice, believe it or not. I'm saying band as in music, dancing, singing, expressive, modern art, inspiration, speaking. I think I said that. Did I say that? No. Teaching and discoveries. This is also a very feisty eclipse, so there could be new beginnings. Even import can be an issue. It makes me think of that boat and how trade was affected, and that's also a little Mercury thing too with the bridge. This event affects are certain and usually happen 1 to 4 weeks. And 90 days it can hold, or even it can even last a year. Okay, a powerful new beginning, particularly in the areas related to self-expression and identity, self-discovery, assertiveness, courage, independence, initiative, new opportunities, emotional release, impulsiveness, conflict, selfishness, rash decisions, risk-taking, lack of patience. Now let's talk about the medical effects, because we are dealing with Aries, and it, yes, is connected to anything medical. All zodiac signs rule a body part, okay? So this could be dangerous for some people who are prone to strokes, anyone with high blood pressure, migraines. I actually had major migraines a few days ago, and I knew it was the eclipse because I was also had very lack of energy, very tired, very like lethargic, like I took NyQuil. I am a Cancer sun, so I know that is why. But I just relax. But also it could be dealing with glaucoma, eye pressure, temper problems, brain issues, brain-related mental illness, bipolar disorder, or ADHD. Adrenal glands also deal with this. So like the fight or flight could be affected. Your testosterone on other hormone levels may be increased or decreased. Could be depending on that North Node and that South Node in your birth chart. Energy levels, you can experience extremes or high and low. And I was super hyper before and then crash really quick. It was insane. This eclipse provokes heat and fevers. Aries eclipse are known for stimulating hemorrhages, car accidents, and also in extreme sports. Not car accidents. I'm thinking of Mercury in Aries, but accidents and in extreme sports are like elected surgeries. Okay, those on blood thinners. Be extra cautious. This is a drying and hot eclipse, so maybe there's issues with the uterus. Pregnant women should avoid heat and excessive activity close to this eclipse. Moods and brain chemistry are sensitive, so be aware of that. Like psychiatric medication, should be mindful of their dosage and not taking too much or not taking too little. Eyes may be more sensitive to light, and also drink a lot of water. As I grab my jug here. Yes. I'm going to stay hydrated. Okay, so let's talk about the degrees. The degrees, again, is in Libra degree. That's a 19 degree. But let's talk about the Sabian symbol. And the Sabian symbol, we're going to look in Aries. I know I said Libra, but we're in the sign Aries. And Sabian is different from Nikolai's version, and that is the Libra degree. That's where I got that from. But the Sabian symbol in Aries is 19 degrees. I looked at both 19 and 20. Okay, so let's see which one it's affecting. Now, I looked at 20, even though it's in 19 degrees. I looked at 20 because it's in between. It's not exactly 19 degrees, so we round up. Okay, so in 19 degrees in the Sabian symbol, it represents a magic carpet, the use of creative imagination. The key word is panorama, not panorama. Panorama. Okay, so like an unbroken view of like the whole picture or the whole region, and which is interesting if we think about the state of the whole United States, right? Symbol speaks to the magic or fantasy magic. Carpet symbolizes freedom, optimism, aspiration, rising above, guard against, focusing on limitation, problems, and obstacles. So really focus on freedom, and almost makes me think of Sagittarius, abundance, right? Now, if we go to the 20 degrees in the Sabian symbol, it represents a young girl feeding birds in the winter. And that keyword is hospitality. So social consciousness, and that inner voice, right? Socially, as a collective. I love that. The symbol speaks to generosity and nurturance, and to the process of maturation and the development of social conscious. It alludes to self-assurance and satisfaction that an individual gains from helping others grow. Guards against being a soft touch or letting yourself get talked into something you may later regret because you didn't say no or you were afraid to make someone upset, right? So, and that really goes into that Libra energy, really speaking up for yourself and speaking up for the collective. So you have two things, thinking in abundance and magic and freedom. And then you have the second thing, which is really caring about the collective and nurturing others and not being afraid. Okay. So let's see if these dynamics come up or if they already haven't came up. I'm trying to think. I will connect this to politics in not in the next video. I'm going to do Mercury retrograde and Venus in Aries in the next video, but in the video after that, I have a bunch of news that I want to talk about and really get deep into. So Mars is the ruler, and it's in a sign Pisces, which I talked about earlier. Mars in Pisces symbolizes the combination of fire and water. So there could be explosive at the sea, underground. Volcanoes could be erupting with this eclipse, battles on the sea. Stay away from the ocean during this eclipse, a tsunami kind of energy. It also represents two fish, Pisces, so duality, and the duality is reality versus fantasy, or reality and fantasy at the same time. So Pisces has all the wisdom, and it's considered old wisdom, yet the fish can sabotage that, and it can self-sabotage, especially with that Aries. Also, it can cause confusion happening with this eclipse, which we had all that fear mongering with all this. It was crazy. If I can put in all the news articles, if this was like an edited video, I would did that. Anyway, so what's real and what's AI could also be a thing. So let's talk about the aspects here. And I'm going to bring this back up so you can really see this chart here. And now we have the North Node. Again, remember I told you it's also conjunct Chiron and Mercury. Chiron's associated with the planet of healing, trauma, and integrational wounds. It's the wounded healer. And so this eclipse is going to also be involved with healing work. Gaining something new and healing from it. With Aries being the sign of birth, and with the North Node representing new evolutionary territory, this eclipse is going to push us to start a big new chapter in life. You know, it also makes me think I saw a newborn the other day, just spontaneously. I was at the doctor with my son at the dermatologist, and we saw his girlfriend and his mom, and she's like, "Oh yeah, my sister just gave birth. Come with us to look at the baby." And I was just like, I can't just be out the streets and come see a newborn. Like, she just gave birth a few hours. Like, no, I can't. Got to hold the baby and everything. And even the story of the baby coming fast. Like, the mom was like, it was so painful, which is very Aries, right? And then fast. Very Aries. And the fact that I saw a new birth, and my son for the first time held a new baby. He's never held a baby, but like a newborn baby also too. So all that is interesting. So this eclipse will compel us to leave the familiar because we've outgrown it, because we are probably having some new chapters, and it's pushing us to a better big new chapter. And we might stir up some issues of inadequacy because that Chiron element is added, which requires us to attend to our inner healing. to come to a new perspective, also because that Mercury is associated. So let's get more into the Mercury. And the Mercury is in Aries, is going to conjunct the eclipse. Mercury is retrograding. So while we have some miscommunications happening at the forefront, then remember we have the RE regarding anything, the prefix RE. So like revisiting, revising, redoing, remembering, okay? Take stock and rather than taking action, doing the RE and redoing something, okay? It's a difficult directive when a difficult directive when impatient. You can have difficulties when you are impatient and moving fast and impulsive because Mars is in charge of that fastness and speed, hence what I was talking about the baby. So be aware of just trying to be first anywhere. Take your time in regards to that. With this conjunction, with the eclipse, we're dealing with news service, communications, journalists, reporters, personal vehicles, telephones, cell phones, computers, computer companies, writers, books, young people, literacy, birds, small dogs, insects, connections, language, postal services or the postal system, early childhood, and early education. It could be a time for intense mental energy. Aries is very fiery and very assertive, and this combination can be very direct and passionate communication styles. And maybe we'll be gaining something from that. People may be feeling more impulsive with their words and ideas, eager to start new projects and bold conversations. Important to be mindful and not be too hasty when you are dealing with a conversation or communicating or texting. Also not jumping to conclusions. Aries energy can sometimes be quick to anger because it's jumping to conclusions. A powerful time for initiating new ideas and plans. And let's see how it adds to this eclipse with this Chiron of healing. Wise to take a moment to consider the consequences of your words and actions. The retrograde can cause car accidents and sudden deaths as well when speeding. And personally, within my family, we have experienced a death recently within 7 days. I know it's dealing with the eclipse. I looked at my husband's chart. Yes, and it is sad. His mom, my mother-in-law, passed away. So we are dealing with that. And right before that, I felt very, not sad, but very tired a few days before that. And I had the migraines. And then we got the news. All connected. It's so crazy how astrology is so honest, even if you are in denial about it, you know? So anyway, so also this aspect, let me talk about the Cazimi, right? And the Cazimi, the sun is going to conjunct Chiron, and it's going to be a Cazimi. A Cazimi means it's going to be in the heart of the sun. And when you have a Cazimi on its own, it's a big deal. But to have the Cazimi and it's going to be attached to this eclipse is insane to me. So there's a lot going on with this eclipse. And if you see, because it's in 19 degrees, this Chiron is sitting really on top of it. If this chart was really showing what it was really showing, like if we really saw in perspective, this would be here, this would be here. We wouldn't be seeing the symbols individually because they're all at the same degree. And look, the Chiron is actually at the same point during this eclipse. So when we have a Chiron and we have a Cazimi, Chiron, the wounded healer, enters Aries, and it entered Aries in 2019, and that is when we started this healing crisis. There is a Chiron return in the United States, just a little side bit. So the path of totality will be crossing right over the United States, which also is the whole gist of what we are seeing of the eclipse. The eclipse is literally like showing, let's see here. Okay, here we go. If we look at this eclipse, it's literally showing, I don't know, I can't believe it. It's literally showing this here as if like the Chiron in the heart of the sun. I just think that's crazy. Anyway, so what else? First coming into Texas right over, and also dealing with that migrants issue. So let's see what happens with there. But healing of the self-awareness, integration of pain. Chiron is associated with the concept of the wounded healer, like I said earlier, suggesting that through our own healing journey, we can help others. And whenever I do a one-on-one reading with the natal chart, I immediately, after looking at a few things, I go to Chiron. Chiron is one of my favorite planets because I come from a psychology background, and the Scorpio in me wants to heal, to healing to no end. It's very Scorpio energy. So yes, the Chiron planet is very important to me. So self-awareness and integration of pain, vulnerability and authenticity, because Aries is known for being courageous and authentic, and that sun is aligned and is in a cazimi, it encourages us to embrace vulnerabilities and share our true selves with others. There's spiritual healing with this, there's self-discovery, painful realizations could be happening already with you, self-doubt, because Chiron influences can sometimes bring a feelings of inadequacy, feeling insecure, or self-doubt. So you may question your abilities and you may feel insecure with your place in the world. You could be feeling overwhelmed because you have that intensity and that feeling of insecurities and emotional baggage could be dealing with that. Struggles with identity, because Aries is dealing with the identity of self, and the sun is conjunct at Chiron with the cazimi, so you may have struggles with questioning of who you are and what is your true purpose. Difficulty in expressing emotions. Aries is not really emotional, and the aspect can bring challenging expression, especially when you are dealing with that Mercury sitting right next to it. Conflict and tension. So be aware of that. And be aware of your words, and also be aware that we are dealing with a cazimi, and it's supposed to be very positive as well. Okay. Now, also, I want to talk about Venus. And Venus here, where's my Venus? I'm actually, this is not the chart. Okay, here's the chart. Venus here, it entered Aries. It actually entered Aries when I'm filming this, which is April 4th. And that is today, April 4th. The planet of attraction and aesthetics, it moved into Aries, and greatly increasing chances of falling in love and lust. Maybe a bad haircut, maybe a bold haircut. Venus moves into Aries just before that total eclipse. So the lover becomes the warrior. Maybe you're fighting for love could be happening. Also chasing love. Aries also likes to conquer, and also likes the chase and getting new love. So new relationships will bloom. There's fiery, passionate desire brewing. You may be wanting something new or exciting. Even if you're married, you could have a spring love affair. So be aware of that. Love becomes more spontaneous. It's not long lasting anytime you're dealing with Aries, though. So don't trust the Venus in Aries, okay? Mars in Aries as well. But, everyone's different. So I don't want to just throw that out there. But Venus in Aries can bring fierce fighting in your relationship. You know who has, I think, a Venus in Aries or Mars in Aries is Tristan Thompson. Did I say his name right? It's Chloe's baby daddy. Okay. People could have their hearts broken with this vibe in the sky of this Venus in Aries, and Venus will leave Aries and goes into Taurus April 29th. So that's what you have. Now, the next eclipse season starts September 17th. That will be a lunar partial eclipse in Pisces. Now, remember, eclipse happen back to back within 2 weeks, and that's called an eclipse season. So the second one shortly after is October 2nd. That will be a solar annual eclipse, and that will be in the sign Libra, because we're still dealing with that Aries and Libra energy. Coming up, I just want to bring these things up before I end. Oh, I'm going to actually do horoscopes, but coming up, Mars is going to be conjunct Saturn April 10th. It could be very vital, aggressive. Okay. So it could be very unpredictable, especially when you're dealing with Pisces that's emotional and it's very mutable. And then you're dealing with the anger outbursts of destructive energy, losing control. There could be aggression tendencies. Pisces very calm with Mars and Pisces, and Saturn could be the spiritual teacher. So you do have that on a positive side. However, be aware of aggression and violence, fear and intensity, fear and aggression. Okay. When people have fear and they're assertive and aggressive, that's kind of like a no bueno aspect. So beware of that. So on a negative side, people could be really physically aggressive or angry. And on a positive side, there could be like a spiritual kind of healing happening. So just want you to be aware of that coming up now. And I discussed that in my April video. And 420, which is a holiday for a lot of people. But Jupiter is going to conjunct Uranus in the sign Taurus, 21 degrees. That is in Sagittarius degree. So it's very big energy. It's very rare to have this aspect. So this kind of is a big one. Okay. Between the years 1100s and 2023, Jupiter and Uranus came together and had this conjunction 3 times. So this is a big one. In 1181 it happened, 1858 it happened, and the most recent was 1941. Now 1941, now because this eclipse is one thing, this is another thing, and I just want in every video so far I've been saying this, but in 1941 we had the Japanese bombing of Pearl Harbor. And United States declared war on Japan. You had Germany and Italy declaring war on the U.S. a few days later. The nation became fully engaged in a Second World War. You can also have solar storms, earthquakes, volcanoes, severe weather storms, floods, mudslides. Taurus also rules the second house of wealth and our resources. So we may have some financial surprises that are very big happening. So be aware of those energies coming up. Now let's do some horoscopes real quick. Hold on. Let me have a sip of water. Now we are going to do the horoscopes of the total solar eclipse in the sign Aries. And I'm going to start with our beautiful Aries. Why not? I will also suggest that everyone check their big three, their risings, their sun, and their moon to get a full reading and understanding. I used to always at the beginning just look at my rising sign, and then my sun sign would be affected. So I would heavily suggest checking all 3. Okay. Now Aries, this eclipse is going to be in your sign, so the energy may be a buildup or a release in some area of yourself, signaling. A signal will be happening, and it will be very powerful, of new beginnings or a fresh start. You might be leading a fight or starting a new venture, and something with your body could be happening. You also could be really tired or having a lot of energy. All Aries character traits will be very enhanced in a good and bad way. It could be influenced by your hair, your head, or your muscular body and action, and your eyes. It's a time to set intentions, make bold choices, and embrace your individual independent self. It's a time for reinventing yourself, setting new goals. You may feel confident and really into having some new adventures. You may feel a strong urge to break free from any old patterns and gaining something new, especially with the North Node, and embrace a sense of new self. Okay, so that's what we have for Aries. Now for Taurus, this eclipse activates your subconscious mind and inner world, urging you to release old patterns or baggage that you no longer serves you. It's a time for spiritual growth and introspection. Your sweet and psychological life may be affected. It may be hard for you to sleep. I said sleep. May be hard for you to sleep. Might be wise for you to take any big action. Don't take any big action. Don't make any big decisions, especially with Mercury retrograding in Aries for the next 6 weeks, because especially if it's something you have to be very impulsive. Hidden matters may suddenly be revealed. Your libido may be affected. Your intuition will be at an ultimate high, though. Creativity will be really high. Imagination. You'll probably be more psychic. Avoid any psychotropic drugs. Mental health, vision, dreams, sexual pleasure, karma, obligations, charitable work, universal love, fears, worry, any money that you owed can all be affected. Also, the loss of something or something ending, even though it's conjunct that North Node, but maybe it's ending and starting something new. You may feel a need, also like your first time experiencing grief can happen with this. You may feel a need to retreat and reflect on your inner world. I forgot to say that individually in the charts, you guys. Oh, I should have said this at the beginning, and I'll say this in a Patreon video. But looking at your chart, it's really good to look at where your Mars is with this eclipse, because that will that would tell you a lot about what you're going through. Because I just thought of this looking at my husband. He's a Taurus rising, and all his planets were in the 12th house, and then his Mars was in the 4th house, affecting his mom and his relationship. So just look at your Mars and where it is. And yes, that will help you kind of understand where this eclipse is going to be for you. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you next time. Bye. Okay, Geminis, this eclipse highlights your social and the social energy and connections with others. You may reassess your friends and group associations. Focus on those that you are more aligned with and you have the same values and the same goals. So social contribution, your ideas, your ideals, public life, your friends, new groups may enter or exit your life with this eclipse. Volunteering, philanthropy work, ending something, something with an older sibling or an uncle or an aunt may have a more eventful month or time with you. Very important mentors could be affected here. They could be exiting or entering your life, entering with the North Node. Your life dreams could either come true or you can lose something stimulating or new ideas or great ideas. Public mind is chaotic, and this eclipse also affects the people around you because you're dealing with the group and the collective. You can't be I don't know what I wrote here, but don't worry about the chaos, and people around you may cause some chaos. You may be experiencing more social sports events too with this placement. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Okay, all my Cancers, this eclipse may impact your career and public life, bringing opportunities for advancement and changing your professional path. It's a time to take bold steps regarding your goals. You may experience changes in your professional life, such as new opportunities or shifts in long-term goals. It's a time to step into your authority and pursue your ambitions with confidence. This eclipse is going to be a decision and certain, like, there's going to be some type of decision you have to make. Let me see. The second chance is it may be cases of a person questioning, decisions you have to make regarding your career and your home life, or maybe you'll get a new boss, or something with the home and career. Parents or home will probably be an issue. Maybe your boss will leave, your old boss will leave, and you'll get a new boss. Like I said earlier, you may start a new job. Maybe have to work in a new environment. What else? Major decisions, events that may be set in your life in a new course. Partnership and marriage decisions could also be stimulated here. Issues and concerns with parents and parenthood. Okay, I will see you guys next time. Bye. Okay, Leos. Now, Aries is in love with you guys. Okay, the energy is very positive here, and education, traveling, publishing, advertising, religion, things that are involved, the group in a mind and a cultural mind. You might have interest in events dealing with cultural or the world, international work, travel, beginning new plans, what are ending plans with school, maybe something spirituality, dealing like church or religion or the worldview of philosophy. This eclipse is going to activate the 9th house of expansion and adventure, aspiring to broaden your horizons. You may embark new journeys in the higher education and spirituality field. So embrace the new ideas and experiences and be ready for probably a new perspective. I will see you guys next time. Bye. Okay, Virgos, this is a transformation for you because this is happening in your 8th house. Events can happen, certain change and awakening in areas regarding sex, physical transformation, other people, other people's money, challenging spiritual experiences, evolving spiritual decisions, purification, letting go, or sharing any type of like things like items you have to share. You could have a sudden death as well. Expect sudden crises that force you to turn around and reassess your life, your goals, your money, your health, and relationship. It's a good time to probably invest some energy in self-examination and physical transformation. Others around you may be in a crisis or maybe be accident prone. The eclipse influencing this 8th house of transformation and shared resources. You may experience some changes in intimate relationships and financial matters with others, leading to a greater empowerment of the self. You may undergo a profound inner transformation. and letting go old habits or gaining some new insights, because you have that North Node, which is gaining something. It's a time to have deep emotional healing with that Chiron. And I think you guys are really going to have the most healing with that 8th house placement. So I will see you guys next time. Bye. Okay, Libra, this is in your partnerships, contracts. This eclipse is going to affect competitors, legal matters, marriage, divorce, foreign residence. The second child could even be a thing. Any type of audience opportunities, consulting and counseling. Be prepared to be forced to finally make a decision in the matters that you have left dangling and you were just undecisive about. You're going to have to make a decision about it. Spouses and partners may be influenced by this eclipse, and they could be more demanding or more aggressive, and maybe it's the time to let them go. Or get a new partner. No, or have a new perspective, okay? Or some new healing. This eclipse highlights the 7th house, and that is about your partnerships, both personal and professional. So you may reassess your commitments with relationships across the board, and you want to have some balance and harmony with it. And you may reassess interactions and having balance and harmony with interactions with people. It's a time to cultivate meaningful connections and having a mutual respect and understanding. I will see you guys next time. Bye. Okay, Scorpios, this is about health for you, removing any waste, also dealing with animals, rentals, home appraising, or in any home improvement or improvement, work jobs, employees, coworkers, secret relationships at work, assistance, support, hearing matters, hidden enemies, payments, finances related to work, or employees, cleaning, chemicals, any cleaning chemicals that's the sexual system of the body. What else do we have? Parasites, vermin, health cleansing, chemistry, used items, paint, perfume, and oils. I know that's random, but that's everything that is in this house that it's currently in. The eclipse impacts your 6th house of health and work routines. You may make changes in how you improve your well-being and new ways in how you are service to others. You may make changes in your lifestyle of work environment to improve your well-being, focus on self-care, all about the self, right? And also healing. This is the house of healing, and you have that Chiron. So healing may be heavily involved with this eclipse. So, or already has been. I will see you guys next time. Oh, yeah, with Scorpio risings. Yes, I bet that is. I will see you next time. Bye. Okay, Sagittarius. This is in your place of vocations and romance, children and sports and vigorous activities, especially any vigorous activities with the legs, like hiking, right? Blood pressure, hips, thighs, horses, dogs, games, expenditure, foolishness, thrills, driving, throwing or aiming, sports. And you may feel like you've had a bunch of energy. Be aware of drinking. Be aware of driving fast or having impulsive energy. Gambling also could be part of this. Be aware of that. Watch out for stupid mistakes brought to you by being impulsive or passionate. This eclipse activates your 5th house of creativity and self-expression. It's a time to pursue your passions, take risk in love, embrace your unique talents. This eclipse, you may be feeling inspired to pursue some creative passion and taking risk in your personal life. It's a time of embracing spontaneous relationships and maybe hanging out and having fun with children or something, gaining children, fertility too. Okay. I will see you guys next time. Bye. Capricorns. This is going to be dealing with property in your home and office land and parents and buildings, contracting, ownership, hidden matters, influences, power positions, storage, refrigerators, savings, graves, real estate, farmland, goats, and other livestock, timber, grains, ancestors, are a state of development and land or property that may be having tendencies to move or build. Maybe have cautious energy when having some new adventures, and any of these things that I just discussed and read earlier just now. Parents could be influenced with this eclipse. The eclipse can change your living situation, deepen your connections with loved ones. You may be experiences changing with your family dynamics, prompting you to create a sense of security and stability in your personal life. I will see you guys next time. Bye. Okay, Aquarius. This is all about writing and arts, communication, speaking, computers, electronics, phones, and Mercury's retrograding. So let's see how this works for you, my sweet Aquarius. Short journeys, creative thinking, imagination, small vehicles, siblings, skills, personal education, self-development, or the mind and mental creativity. Watch for fuzzy memory, being absent-minded, not having attention for detail and drive. Be very cautious. Sick and professional. Oh, you may have some mental fatigue or depression, self-education or early education, creative projects, impulsive, angry speech or rash action. Okay. The third house is about your community and communication. So you may find ways to express yourself with connecting with others, leading to positive changes in your environment. There may be some healing with all of the things that I just mentioned as well with that Chiron. You may find new ways to express yourself and connect with others through the writing, through networking, through speaking, through emails, through texting. And yes, so be ready for that. I will see you guys next time. Bye. Okay, Pisces, this is in your second house of finances and business and food and what you're interested in and your body development and salaries. New projects could increase. Expect products, conception, sales, exciting business ideas, maybe something that can bring on charity. What else? Power, muscular health, nutrition, new diet, food, cooking, experimenting with food, dental. Also, because that second house in Taurus deals with that. Optic, expect, powers of increase. I don't know. I'm when I write my notes, I say it out loud because I don't like typing. But I want it on the computer, and sometimes it doesn't hear what I say. Finances is huge right here. So you may have a new financial project. Values is also in the second house. You may be reassessing your priorities and how do you earn money, how you spend money, focusing on matters that truly matter to you. Ooh, you could get some money. Actually, you may reassess your priorities and focus on building a secure, sustainable financial future. So you may be getting some money or earning some money on your own because it is dealing with Aries in the self. So let's see, are really valuing yourself as well. All right. Healing is also dealing with this, right? So maybe healing yourself and adding value through this healing. Okay. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you if you stayed and watched everything and you just want to hear all the signs. I really appreciate that. Tomorrow, I will be here talking about Venus and Aries, and I'm going to hopefully do the horoscopes with that and finish the discussion of Mercury retrograde in Aries. All right. I will see you guys next time. Until tomorrow. Bye.